Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fabulous. It's a Tuesday, and we are cruising through the final week of June. Can you believe that we are like just a week away from Independence Day?
No.
That just doesn't seem right. I'm looking at my calendar here. Maybe it's on a mouse pad. The 4th of July is next Wednesday. So, wow. So next Wednesday, that's like right in the middle of the week. So it's going to be kind of a weird week. So it's just going to be kind of an interesting, I don't know, the next few weeks are going to kind of be like a blur, I think.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to go so darn fast. Hey, what else will go fast? Tuesdays with Charlie. We've got that coming your way later in the program today. Always fun to visit with my father-in-law. That's Heidi's dad. She's my wife, for those of you that are trying to keep score at home. And it's always a lot of fun. And I've had people ask me, so what is Tuesdays with Charlie? I'm like, I don't know. We just talked to him for like 5 minutes. About what? I don't know.
Whatever.
Really kind of nothing.
Whatever comes up.
I do have a quote for today. Some people are always grumbling because roses have thorns. I am thankful that thorns have roses. Alphonse Carr. That's a beautiful quote.
That is
Love
a beautiful quote.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Tuesday, the 26th day of June. It's National Beautician's Day. So if you go to a beautician, today's the day to say, hey, thanks for being a beautician and making me look beauticianiful. Probably just beautiful. Thank you for making me look beautiful. I was trying to think how you'd use that word, beautician. Probably not a way. It's also National Chocolate Pudding Day. I like chocolate pudding.
I do, too.
It is one of my top favorite puddings. Chocolate and vanilla, I think those two kind of hand in hand. Not much of a butterscotch guy. You like
I like
butterscotch?
banana pudding.
Oh, banana pudding's not bad. I like tapioca. You don't like that. I don't know. But chocolate, I guess, is the day. So not to veer from your big day chocolate.
No, I don't like tapioca. I don't like chunks in my pudding. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
But
I also don't like cottage cheese for that same reason. I don't like
thank you.
the chunks.
Can we get back to celebrating the Chocolate Pudding Day? National Chocolate
You're the one
Pudding
who
Day.
brought up tapioca.
And I also changed the subject because I knew you were going with that. National Chocolate Pudding Day. Today's the day to celebrate.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, insiders in the marijuana industry say that New York State is preparing to be the next state to legalize recreational marijuana. For people in New York City, you're going, you mean it's not already? There are people who will just walk around smoking right there on the streets, and it's not legal. So, I don't know. Apparently, that's the next one in the list for the marijuana industry insiders. I'm not on their newsletter list or anything. This was just in the news. So, coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. We'll get to that before you know it.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. Two newlyweds in Munich, Germany spent their wedding night in two separate drunk tanks after celebrating too hard. Police found the happy couple staggering home, almost falling into the street after their wedding reception. They escorted the newlyweds home, but they put them in custody overnight to sober them up after they insisted on going out again to get some more drinks. So they took them home at first, and they're like, no, we don't want to go home. We're going out some more. They're like, no, you are not going out some more.
You've had enough.
Yeah, so then they got to stay overnight. Can you imagine spending your honeymoon night, like your wedding night, in a jail cell separately from your newlywed wife or husband? I think that's a bad idea. So I'm really sad that they thought that the alcohol was so important and it got them in that kind of trouble. So coming up, we've got a lot of fun stuff. We do have Tuesdays with Charlie. We got a lot of great stories here. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. For those of you who went to the theater over the weekend, you helped contribute to this number. Jurassic World 2 broke the $140 million mark in the box office debut. That's pretty good, I think, isn't it? 140 million?
I believe it is,
I think
yeah.
it's good. So they did okay, I guess. So there you go. Our son is not a fan because he's upset about something. What's he upset about with the Jurassic?
I don't know. He hasn't even seen it
He
yet,
was just
so.
he and his friends were like trash talking. I'm like, you guys have already seen it? No. I'm like, well, what do you... What the... No, it's stupid. I'm like, you haven't even seen it. That's not how it works. ABC has a green light on their spinoff of Roseanne. What is it going to be called? Just The Connors?
The Connors.
The Connors. So
it's not going to work.
It's going to be Roseanne's family without Roseanne. Now, at the final episode kind of makes you wonder of this last season, kind of makes you wonder if they thought something like this was coming, because they had Roseanne in the final episode talking about going to like Mexico for a heart surgery or something.
No, it was a knee surgery.
A knee surgery. I knew it was something. I don't know. I was kind of paying attention. I wasn't paying that much attention. But she kept saying, I'm just worried that it's, that I'm not going to make it. So she didn't. I kind of wonder if this was the plan, really. I've got a link to that if you're interested in that kind of thing. There's a link in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, your scoop of the day brought to you by 80sinthesand.com. A council of scientists is calling for a system to better detect dangerous incoming asteroids. Wait a minute. What do they know about that we don't know about? Do we have a problem with this?
I don't know.
I hope not. It kind of reminds me of a couple of movies from a few years back. There was one with, what's his name? Bruce Willis. Remember that one? Armageddon?
Oh, that was more than a few years.
Another one with some other people came out at the same time. Anyway, they're talking about a better system to detect dangerous incoming asteroids. So again, I'm not sure what they know that we don't know, but kind of scares me. In addition to launching a long-form video service similar to YouTube, Instagram announced last week that they now have 1 billion monthly active users. I believe that's about the number of listeners for the John and Heidi Show as well.
I believe so.
1 billion. Hey, got to go back to something. We were talking in Big Screen, Little Screen about the Roseanne TV show coming out now without Roseanne. And I had a listener say that would be like the John and Heidi Show without Heidi. So...
And that wouldn't work.
They're
either.
just saying, wouldn't work. So I agree, 100%. Hey, a new study found that a growing number of millennials are getting Venmo anxiety. Do you know what that is? Do you know what Venmo is?
No. Well, I've heard of it, but
It's an online payment app. Anyway, they log into this online payment app to see which friends have been sending other friends money after going out for drinks without them. So they log in, they're like, oh, hey, you sent her $20 for drinks last night. Where was my invite? Thanks, Carol.
Wow.
So that's a new thing. It's like Venmo anxiety where they're freaking out.
Seriously?
Like,
that is
I wasn't invited.
ridiculous.
So, guys, calm down. Here's the
And
thing.
why should you be able to see who
I
sent
don't
who
know.
money?
That doesn't make sense to me either. Why
I wouldn't
should
want
you?
that information.
I don't use this Venmo thing. So for
I don't
those of you who
either.
do, you have to let me know. We are, what is it called again? Old. We are old. We don't, I don't know how that stuff works. Like, I thought it was an energy drink. So I didn't even. Like, what the heck is that? A study by the University of Pennsylvania found that liberals prefer to drink lattes, while Republicans prefer to drink black coffee. So, thank you, University of Pennsylvania, for working on the really tough studies out there. North Korea government is erasing their anti-U.S. propaganda. They had hung up all over the country, so they had negative, like anti-American things hanging up. Now they're hanging up cheery, pro-American messages. That's kind of cool.
Who is?
North Korea. Remember
yeah.
we had this little summit there.
I think that's amazing.
So it went from death.
I love that.
From death
love,
to America
love,
to
love,
America
love.
rocks. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. That,
Yeah, how great is that?
And this is very disturbing from the Vatican. A Vatican diplomat was convicted of possessing and distributing child porn inside the Vatican.
Oh.
Whoa. Never, ever, ever buy a used laptop from the Jared Fogle garage sale. Don't ever do that.
Oh, man.
I don't think that it had anything to do with him. I'm just trying to find a positive spin somehow to make a joke when I probably shouldn't. One last story here. A thief usually comes armed with a high-speed getaway car to leave the scene of the crime, but police say a suspect in Knoxville, Tennessee, used a lawnmower. Benny Vaughn broke into a woman's shed to steal the mower, which is worth about $1,800. The woman said he cut open her shed, causing hundreds of dollars in damages. Then he crawled inside and busted the doors open to get the mower out. He then used the John Deere as his getaway car. The neighbors trailed the suspect several miles down the street while taking photos. The lawnmower can even be seen with a flat tire. He was arrested, and police say he also faces a list of crimes from theft to assault. Some of them go all the way back to 1992.
Oh.
So there you go. What a bizarre story. This wraps up today's Scoop of the Day, brought to you by 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for a little thing we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
How you doing, Charlie?
It's Tuesday and we're on the phone.
I think that's kind of how it goes. Well, how are you doing, mister?
I'm doing great.
Good. We've got a lot of fun stuff to learn today. You got anything super interesting to tell us about?
Well, probably not, but we'll give it a shot.
I'll bet it'll be good. What do you got for us?
Did you know that sitting for more than 3 hours a day can cut 2 years off a person's life expectancy?
No kidding.
Yeah, I knew
For
that.
how many hours? 2?
3.
3 hours
Yeah,
a
we're
day.
in trouble.
I can't believe I'm not dead yet.
How'd you like the way I handled that last word?
Expectancy.
Pretty good, huh?
That's
You did
pretty
it.
good.
He just sounded it out. That's all.
Getting better. Hey, then, and I believe this one. Men spend almost a year of their lives staring at women.
I wouldn't doubt that. I stare at my wife
Only
quite
a
often.
year?
Yeah.
It seems low.
Yeah. It's because we sit around too much. We don't have much life expectancy.
You add all the dirty looks you give her, that'll add another. There's usually a lot of them. Okay, NASA had to rename the size of apparatuses used for male astronauts to feed from small, medium, and large. They had to change that to large, gigantic, and humongous. Because no one was willing to pick their size.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the big one. That's funny.
Hey, I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what do you got?
A man who says marriage is a 50-50 proposition doesn't understand two things: money and fractions.
You know what? If it is 50-50, you're both not giving enough. You both need to give 100%. And then you'll have a great marriage like Charlie, who had just celebrated 40 years. Congratulations, Charlie.
I'm an old guy.
Yeah. And my beautiful bride over here, she and I are going to celebrate 19 years in February because we don't do 50-50. We all give 100%, don't we? Why are you all both laughing?
Because I know you two.
I give 110%. That did not go as well as planned.
It was a very sweet gesture. You had the right intentions.
Quite sentimental and whatnot until That.
Dad and I don't do sentimental.
Hey, you ready for a question for you, Charlie?
You got a question?
I do. I have a question here. The large ocean liners that go through the Panama Canal, how much does it cost for them, the toll, for them to drive through the Panama Canal one time?
It's like $1 million, isn't it?
No, it's $250,000. It's $250,000. Isn't that crazy?
Does that have to be in cash?
It says the large ocean liners pay $250,000 for each trip through the Panama Canal. The canal generates 1/3 of Panama's entire economy.
It's almost as bad as Chicago.
Which is, do you remember the tolls there, Charlie?
I'll never go back there again.
For people who don't know this, Charlie is a big fan of the Chicago Bears, and my beautiful bride over here got tickets for those guys to go. I got to be the driver. Why was it that I was the one in charge of driving in Chicago, by the way?
Because you were very confident and you handled it very well.
But it was like every 15 feet we had to stop. It was another $3.60. I'm like, we just paid a toll 4 blocks ago. What are you talking about? You get downtown, there's just guys on the side of the road with a sign saying toll. Oh, there you go. Take it. Whatever.
Hey, then you know what I found out about that?
What'd you find out?
If you just get in the other lane and drive through, a camera gets your plate and then they'll bill you.
They what?
Oh, then they'll bill you.
I thought they'd send the cops if we wouldn't get 100 yards down the road, we'd be in jail.
Well, that's what we should have done. Just gotten a bill.
We should have. It was Charlie's car. That would have been a great idea. Now
next
that we
time.
know. You have to come with us next time, Charlie, or at least let us borrow your car. Well, as always, it's a pleasure to chat with you again, Charlie. You have a great day.
Well, my staff's over here laughing at something. I got to go see what's going on.
Get them in shape.
Yes. Get some toast. Well, we'll talk to you next week, Charlie.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner, you should consider using radio. Radio is a powerful tool. Over 90% of us listen to the radio each week. Imagine if this ad was talking about your business, helping you hit your goals. We can help. We can also create a fun jingle, too, to get people singing your song. When you put words to music, they're 9 times more memorable, and that makes radio work even better. Learn more at RadioReallyWorks.com. Radio jingles to help you get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Legendary Benedictine monk who invented champagne was? Do you know? Anybody?
No.
Dom Perignon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why they named that after him. He was the one that invented champagne.
All right.
Fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
Lake Superior is the largest freshwater lake in the world.
Really?
Yeah. And one other fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This one's not a lake, but the Sea of Tranquility. Do you know you'll find that?
Where?
On the moon. Sea of Tranquility. It's on the moon. Couple of fun facts for you right there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. Purloin is today's word. Purloin. Purloin. I've heard this word before. Do you know what it means?
I have not ever heard this word.
You've never heard purloin?
I've never heard purloin.
I've heard it. It is to appropriate wrongfully and often by breach of trust or to steal. So if you swipe something, you would be purloining those things. The purloined pearls.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Never heard purloin. I've heard it before. I think I've heard it in the wrong meaning,
context?
Though. Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking of a different word. Sirloin, that's what I've heard. It's a steak. It's a cut of meat. Sirloin. That is not the same thing. Purloin is today's grandiloquent word. Purloin.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, some weird news on a Tuesday. Milltown, New Jersey man has been charged. Did I just say all of that funny? I'm not sure what happened there. Halfway through that sentence, my mouth quit working. A Milltown, New Jersey man has been charged with robbery of a Somerset County bank after witnesses told police they saw him drop the money that he just robbed. They elaborated and explained that 32-year-old Jeffrey Wolfman was standing on a street removing a layer of clothing. As he did, they saw money dropping to the ground. He reportedly entered the bank and demanded money from a bank teller. Then he fled on foot. He's charged with second-degree robbery and being held in jail awaiting detention hearing. So he robbed the bank, successfully got out of there, and then stood on the street corner changing his clothes and dropping money all over the place. Why would you do that? You don't do that right outside the bank.
No.
You got the alarm going off and everything. You're out there like, oh, I got to change my clothes so they
quick.
don't suspect that it was me. Yeah, we suspected it was you because of that. Bad idea there, sir. Very bad idea. Maybe you won't rob banks in the future. It's a bad plan. This has been today's Weird News.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh as we head to New York, where a customer there will never rhapsodize about the Bohemian Rap Hall and beer gardens in Queens, especially after he noticed his receipt, which instructed a cook to please spit on his burger. Yeah, that's not good. Curtis Mays said the sickening receipt that he got from his waitress on Father's Day caught his attention. After he got his order mixed up, he said, I ate my burger already, but I felt like I was going to throw up. Mays was eating at the restaurant with his daughter for Father's Day and his granddaughter, and he looked at the receipt and he noticed that his burger said, cheddar, well done, toast, bread, please spit in too. The manager fired the waitress immediately. He was given a refund. The manager told WABC that it was unlikely the cook followed those instructions. So, nevertheless, in the note, that he said that the note in the receipt there was unacceptable.
Whoa. I would be
terrible idea.
So mad.
Oh, you don't do that. So, I'm glad that he got his food for free and that,
I bet he didn't leave a tip.
Probably not. Well, the waitress was fired anyway. So, here's the thing. If you have some sort of grievance or grudge, don't take it out on a customer. I mean, that is never, ever, ever a good idea. And I don't know what he did other than he wanted cheddar and he wanted it well done. It doesn't say on here that he was being bad. So, I don't know. Just a terrible idea. This is today's Moment of Duh.
John and Heidi.
This time of year, there are many parties, weddings, cookouts, and other events that often include alcohol. If you're drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. The Addiction Hope and Helpline wants to help. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, there's a toll-free number you can call, 1-800-438-0380. That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline, 1-800-438-0380, 1-800-438-0380.
Coming up, we've got some good news to get to, but first, fake news or Florida?
All right.
Heidi, tell me if this is a true story that really happened in the great state of Florida or if I'm just making it up, if it's a bunch of flubbery. Here we go. A Florida woman was arrested for shooting her ex-husband in the testicles after he tried to remove the air conditioner from her car. Or from her house, rather. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
Yeah, that is a true story. In her defense, it was kind of hot out. So I don't know that really there was any defense needed there. No defense that would make that acceptable. So she didn't try to shoot him. She did shoot him. That did happen. Did you see that online or you just guessed it correctly?
I just guessed it correctly.
All right. One other fake news or Florida?
Okay.
An Orlando couple was caught digging a tunnel into Disney World's Animal Kingdom. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
It's fake news. I'm really glad you guessed
Although
Florida.
that would be awesome.
I'm glad you guessed that because I made that one up. I've got some good ones. I got some doozies that have been sent to me. And by the way, if you'd like to submit some fake news to see if Heidi will guess yours, you can do that right through our website. And that is johnandheidishow.com. This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I've got some good news for you. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That is a monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All the details at radiosavings.com. This, I think, is just an adorable story. I don't think we've talked about this one yet. A 15-year-old passenger on an airplane melts the hearts of everyone else, and she befriends a blind, deaf passenger. Have we talked about this here?
I don't believe so.
This came out last week, and it was shared, like 3 or 4 different people sent it to me, and I didn't think that we had gotten to it yet, so I was hoping not. An airline passenger's Facebook post went viral after Lynette Scribner published a moving photo and a story about the kindness of strangers on her most recent flight. She saw a gentleman by the name of Tim. He appeared to be both deaf and blind, and he was at Boston's Logan Airport. He was leaving town after visiting his sister, his sister, when Lynette observed her signing into his hand so that he could feel her words.
Oh.
He had been assigned the middle seat of Lynette's row on an Alaskan Airlines flight. The kind gentleman who had the aisle seat graciously gave it up for him. At this point, he was traveling alone. The flight attendants sincerely wanted to assist him, but they didn't have a way to communicate. She said, I watched as they didn't flinch when he reached out to touch their faces and arms. They took his hands and tried to communicate with him, but to no avail. Had some verbal abilities, but couldn't understand them. The man had given up his seat. The other man had. He tried his best to assist him with things like opening coffee creamers and putting it in. But that's when this young lady, 15 years young, came into the picture. She learned ASL because she had dyslexia, and it was the easiest foreign language for her to learn. For the rest of the flight, she attended to Tim's every need, and she was there signing into his hand, and he was able to read her sign language. You should see this photo. It's just adorable. You see the picture here. She's a 15-year-old girl sitting there with him.
I absolutely love that.
I've got a link to this story. It's just such a cool story.
I bet that just made his year. I bet he thought that was
it had to be
awesome.
And it reminds me of a story.
I know what you're going to say. I knew as soon as you said there was a blind person on or a deaf person on a plane.
I shouldn't even admit to this because what they did was awesome. I tried. I just felt like such a jerk. I love to chat with people on the airplane, and I imagine that. And I sat next to a guy, and he pulled out a notepad, and he said, "I'm deaf," and he said, "My name is whatever," and he slid it over to me, and I pointed at myself, and I signed out the name John, John, in sign language, and his eyes lit up, and he was so excited, and he was signing a bunch of stuff, and then I grabbed his notepad, and I write, "That's all I know. I only know how to sign my name," and he went from like the most excited dude on the plane to almost like. This is awful. So it was bad. I did not have a good news moment. I felt like I shouldn't have even signed my name. You should have saw how excited he was. So this was such a great story. I'm going to link to the good news story in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Tuesday. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.